there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library. And Alderon and I are here today to talk to you about a book that we think is absolutely perfect for the end of October as we get really, really close to Halloween, right? So whether or not you really enjoy scary movies. Now, I love reading scary books, but I don't really like scary movies. I love spooky movies. Like I love Coraline, I love Nightmare Before Christmas and Beetlejuice and all those. But when it comes to like slasher films, I can't do that. I don't know why. Something about watching it on the screen just makes me too scared. But I love reading about it. But whether or not you are a fan or not of watching horror movies, there is definitely something to love about this book that I'm going to talk about today. And that book is called You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kalynn Bayron. You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. Now, this book is such an ode to horror movies, to slasher movies, with lots of really great twists, including an ending that I think was one of the biggest surprises of the year in terms of like YA book endings that I've read. I was so surprised. I could not believe this. So first things first, this book is very short. It's barely over 200 pages. So if you're looking for just a really fun, fast, intense read, this is it, especially like I said, because it's perfect for this time of year. So this book is, like I said, an ode to horror movies, and it is about the final girl trope, which is like, in scary movies or in scary books, there's always one girl that's left, right? And she has to try to survive whatever is going on. And that person is a final girl. So Charity is playing a final girl in this book. She's got a dream job for the summer. Basically, there is this full contact scary experience, right, at Camp Mirror Lake that is based off of a horror book that was in, a horror movie that is in the book called The Curse of Camp Crystal Lake. So there is this set at the same place where they filmed the movie. There is this game that actors are hired to stay there during the summer and just scare different groups of people as they come through, right? So like think about when you go to an amusement park, and there is like a haunted prison or asylum or whatever, or a haunted house, and people jump out and scare you. It's like that, only set at a camp. And this is a full contact thing. So the people are allowed, the actors are allowed to grab you, they're allowed to scare you and stuff like that. And Charity is playing the role of the final girl in this. And it's her dream come true because she loves horror movies, she loves slasher flicks, and she thinks that this is the best job ever, especially for the summer, right? She's getting paid to run around scaring people, right? You can't get a better job than that, right? Well, you could be a librarian, but we're not going to go there. So she loves this job. She thinks it's fantastic. Except that near the end of the season, this one night, something seems to be going wrong. The people that she's working with, her coworkers, are starting to go missing. And when one of them turns up dead, Charity realizes that there's something deeper going on right now than just this game, just this job that's happening. People are really starting to disappear at this place and really starting to turn up dead. So Charity goes from being a pretend final girl in this, job to a real final girl, and her friends that are left have to try to figure out what is going on. Is there actually something, more deep and nefarious going on at this camp that they base this movie on than anybody knew? So they're trying to dig into the history of that. They're trying to find out what is going on because they don't want to die during the last night, right? So many tropes. If you are a fan of horror films and horror books, you will notice them right away. But you don't have to be to enjoy this book. Like I said, I prefer scary books over scary movies, but I still know enough about them to be able to be like, oh yeah, this is the part where, everybody gets separated and they shouldn't be doing that because then somebody's going to die, and so on and so forth. So you don't have to necessarily like stuff like that to enjoy this book. This book is like a really fun thriller scare ride. I could not put it down when I started reading it, and because it's so short, you can finish it rather quickly. And like I said, there's a lot of twists. What is actually going on, obviously I'm not going to say, but it was very surprising. I was not expecting the book to go in the direction that it did. What I did want to mention earlier, this author, Kalynn Bayron, this is like her 4th or 5th book. I've loved everything that she has written before this, everything about it, everything about the stuff that she writes is just pure gold. So I knew when this was coming out, I was going to read it no matter what it was about, because she is a phenomenal writer, and her writing really shines through in this book as well, because it's just woven together, even though it's so short. The story is just woven together so perfectly, that she gets these twists and surprises in there that you just never see coming. And particularly, like I said earlier, the ending was insane. It was so crazy. I like couldn't believe it. I had to go back and read it again. I'm like, what just happened? What did I just read? So you have to read it just because of the twist being so good at the end. Phenomenal little book, wonderful for this time of year if you want to read it, or just any time of year really, but particularly if you really like scary movies, if you like being spooked, this is a fantastic book. You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book sounds really awesome and that you're super hyped to read it. If so, please feel free to check it out from Farmington Community Library. And also, please give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.